Welcome back, everybody, to some more Out of the Park. Second game of the day. I took some time to make some tea so I can, keep the voice primed and ready. But second ball game of the day, last one of the day as well. It'll be the Cleveland Forest Cities, fresh off that win that we just saw against Troy, and they are on the road this time against the Boston Red Stockings. This is a massive game in the American League. Cleveland are 10-5, 6 in a row they've won, 8 of the last 10. They are 2 games back in the American League of the Boston Red Stockings, who are 11-2 and have won their last 10 straight. Massive game with some potentially huge implications in the American League race. So, let's get underway with your starting lineups, starting with the visiting Cleveland Forest Cities. Dave Egler will lead things off, center fielder, batting .432, 11 RBIs. He is 4 for 8 versus Asa Bernard so far this season. Fred Cohn will be the second man. He's left fielder. He is batting He's batting 185, 6 RBIs this season. He's only 1 for 8 versus Asa Bernard. Deacon White, the catcher, will bat third, batting 288, 8 RBIs. He's got 3 for 8 so far this season against the Asa Bernard. Al Spalding will be in the 4th spot, 311 average with 8 RBIs, 4 for 6 versus Bernard this season. Chick Fulmer will be the man in the 5 spot. He is this third baseman, 8 RBI so far this season. He's batting 4 for 8 against Bernard, 279 on the season. Denny Mack, shortstop, in the 6th spot, 1 for 6 versus Bernard this season. He's got 3 RBIs and a 296 average across the majors. Ed Bevins, the second baseman, comes in, so a little bit of a substitute in second base. Last game, second base was William Johnson. Johnson takes a rest, and Ed Bevins comes in. Bevins currently batting .500 through 10 at-bats this season with 3 RBIs. He is 0 for 1 against Bernard. John Glenn, the right fielder, in the 8th spot, 10 RBIs, 385 average. He's 3 for 5 versus Bernard. George Hubel will get his first look against Bernard this season. He's also batting .455 through his 11 at-bats so far this season. He's got 2 RBIs in just those 5 hits that he's tallied so far. That is, we'll come back for the pitching matchup. So, Boston Red Stockings, the lineup. Bub McAtee will bat first, lead it off. The first baseman batting .417, 8 RBIs. He's 2 for 8 versus Spalding this season. Warren White, the shortstop, will bat second. He's batting .385, 4 RBIs, 3 for 7 versus Spalding. Tom Carey, second baseman, will bat third. .359 average, 20 RBIs this season, 4 for 8 versus Spalding this season. Andy Leonard's red hot. He's batting in the cleanup spot. Left fielder's got a .379 average, 10 RBIs this season. He's 1 for 8, though, versus Spalding. Al Reach, the center fielder, will bat fifth. .361 average, 13 RBIs. He's 2 for 7 versus Spalding this season. As Tommy Beals bats in the 6th spot, right fielder, currently batting .383, 11 RBIs this season. He's 4 for 7 versus Spalding, so big watch here on Tommy Beals. Henry Kohler will bat 7, the catcher, batting .276 with 9 RBIs, 3 for 7 versus Spalding this season. Joe Batten, third baseman, bat 135 so far this season with 6 RBIs. He's only 1 for 6 versus Spalding. And then Asa Bernard, the pitcher, will line up ninth. He is batting .205, 5 RBIs. He is 2 for 6 versus Spalding this season. On the pitching duel, Al Spalding is back. He will take the mound for Cleveland. 9-5 in 15 starts with 1 no decision, 3.85 ERA with a 1.52 WHIP. He is 0 for 2 so far this season versus Boston with a 3.18 ERA. Thank you for the lurk, Ducky. Asa Bernard will get the call for Boston. 9-2 this season. In 13 starts with 1 no decision. He's got a 2.55 ERA at a 1.63 whip. He is 1-for-0 versus Cleveland so far this season with just a 2.0 ERA in that start. It's a 2:05 first pitch start from the South End grounds in Boston, Massachusetts. Clear skies, 73 degrees. For those that use Celsius, that's 22. Wind is blowing out right to left at 13 miles an hour. Here we go. We are ready for some out-of-the-park baseball, 6th of July. We're getting in almost to the middle part of this 4th month of baseball here in this season. And we are ready for the first pitch. Asa Bernard on the mound. And here we go. From the South End grounds in Boston, Massachusetts. Bernard ready for the first pitch. He kicks and delivers. And that's lined right at the second baseman. He's got it. First out. That'll bring up Fred Cohn. Before we go any further, let's talk about our first inning sponsor. Bobby FCG Mast is an awesome member of the Football Manager community. He streams, mainly been seeing him stream the Division 2. He streamed a little bit of Saints Row 2 as well in a co-op playthrough. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to watch. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Bobby FCG Mast sponsors our first inning here today. It seems because the crowd is bigger, the noise is bigger, so we're going to just drop out of the park down a few more decibels. And that brings up Fred Cohn. Nobody on, one out. Here's the first pitch to Cohn. He's fanned at that one, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. That's high and inside, 1-2. The 1-2. Rounded over to third. The throw on to first, and that is a bad throw. That is an E5, and Fred Cohn is aboard via an error. Third baseman Joe Batten getting credited with the error. And that is Cohn aboard. Deacon White settles in, 1 on, 1 out, throw over to first, and Cohn is back in time. Lot of pace over at first base. Here we go. Here's the throw. Cohn's going to go for it. The throw over to second. Not in time. And Fred Cohn, just like that, has stolen second base. Here's the 0-1. On the inside part of the plate for a called strike. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. High, ball 3, or ball 1. Here's the 1-2, and that is popped up in the infield. First baseman's there, he's got it, and that's the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Al Spalding, the pitcher. Here's the first pitch to Spalding. He's going to take that inside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Off the plate. I'm sorry, not off the plate. On the outside corner for a called strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. There's the 2-1 pitch. Fouled off. The 2-2 to Asa Bernard. Line back up the middle, base hit. Or, I'm sorry, not the Asa Bernard. That was the Al Spalding. Spalding's aboard with a single. Going to third is Fred Cohn, and it's runners on the corners with 2 outs for Chick Fulmer. Here's the first pitch to Fulmer. That's grounded over to third. Throw on to second is in time, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit, and they leave 2 aboard. We go to the bottom of the first here in Boston, and we have no score. It'll be Bub McAtee to get things started for us in Boston. I'm going to lower this even further. There we go. We are going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Hang on 1 second, chat. Sorry. Right. Bottom first. Al Spalding on the mound. We're ready. First pitch to Bub McAtee. And this one's fouled off. It'll be 0-1. Here's the 0-1. High and inside, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Off the plate away, 2-1. The 2-1 to Bub McAtee is fouled. Here's the 2-2. Grounded over to first, and stepping on the bag himself will be George Hubel, and Bub McAtee is retired. That'll bring up Warren White, the shortstop. First pitch to White. And he's handled a ball outside the zone. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That is high, ball 2, or ball 1. 1-1 to count now. 1-1 pitch is fanned at and missed again. 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is just off the plate. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is rocketed high into the air, deep in the left, and the left fielder's there. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to be White, sat down. Brings up Tom Carey, second baseman. Nobody on, 2 out. Here's the first pitch to Carey, and he is going to take that for inside for a ball. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Off the plate inside. 2-1 now. The 2-1 pitch is in the gap, left field, base hit. And Tom Carey is aboard with a 2-out single. That brings up Andy Leonard, the left fielder. 1 on, 2 out. Here's the first pitch to Leonard. And he's popped that up into right field. Right fielder's coming in. He's going to make the grab, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 man left on base. We go top second here in Boston. It's a scoreless game. Six, 7, 8 spots due up. Denny Mack will be the first man up for Cleveland. New inning, new sponsor, though. Swanky Pants is an awesome FM, Fall Guys, Fortnite, and Call of Duty streamer. Give them a follow if you haven't already. Awesome member of the FM community. Swanky Pants is our sponsor for tonight's second inning. Here's Denny Mack, first man up, and the first pitch to him from Asa Bernard is taken in the dirt for a ball. There's the 1-0. He's fouled that off. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's high. 2-1. The 2-1. It's fouled off. That was the pitch to hit. That was right down the plate. He's fouled it. The 2-2 pitch. And he's popped this one up. Drifted into the seats. That'll land foul in left field. Two still. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul down the third base side. The 2-2. Fouled off. Still 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Off the plate away, 3-2. And the count is now full at 3-2. Here's the pitch. Popped up into right field. Right fielder's there. He makes a few steps back, and he makes the catch. 1 away. Ed Bevins, the second baseman, settling in. Here's the pitch to Bevins. And he's popped it up in the infield right behind home plate. Catcher's there. He's going to make the grab. And there's two away. Right fielder John Glenn will settle in next. First pitch to Glenn. And that is a called strike at the lettering, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That is on the outside corner, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Grounded over to second. On to first in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no men left on base. They went down in order. And the top of the second, we go to the bottom of the second, and there is no score. 5, 6, 7 spots, 2 up, 4. Boston. It'll be Al Reach, the center fielder, to lead things off. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom second here in Boston. No score. Al Reach in the batter's box. There's the first pitch to Reach. And he has ripped this in the left, but that drifts foul. And we'll do it again, 0-1 now. 0-1 pitch. That's high. 1-1. A 1-1 pitch. That was blown right by him, 1-2. Thank you for the alert, 10th Shadow. Appreciate you, brother. If you guys aren't already following 10th Shadow, give him a follow. Last playing near Automata. Plays a bit of Dead or Alive 6 as well. Is currently a part of the Timonen clans that I'm in both Action Timonen and Timonen Squad. So, big gotcha player. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Great 10th Shadow. Big shout out to him. Right, 1-2 to count. Here's the pitch. That's grounded over towards second. And that is bobbled by the second baseman. And outreach is on via an E4. It's the leadoff man aboard. Ed Bevins, the substitute man who got his first start ahead of William Johnson, bobbles the ball and commits the error. And now outreach is on. 1-1, nobody out for Tommy Beals. First pitch is swung on and missed, 0-1. The 0-1 is fanned on again. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off the plate away. 1-2. 1-2. And that is high, ball 2. There's a 2-2. Off the plate away, 3-2. And now the count is full to Tommy Beals. Throw over to first. And reaches back safely. And full count is swung on, grounded over to third, and that's a bad throw. That is back-to-back errors. And Hubel, who is also not a regular starter, gets credited. I'm sorry, not Hubel. Chick Fulmer, who is a regular starter, gets credited with the error. Another error. And runners in first and second, nobody out. Henry Kohler steps in. Here's the first pitch to Kohler. And he is flied this deep into right. It's there for the right fielder. He makes the grab. The runners do not tag. One away. Joe Batten settles in now. First and second, one out. First pitch to Batten. And that's taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. Reach is a competent stealer. Double steal could be on here. Take the double play ball out of it. That one's called. Strike at the lettering. 0-2 now. Here's the 0-2. That is high. 1-2. That did not miss by much. The 1-2. Inside, ball 2. 2-2 now. 2-2 pitch. Fouled it off. Still 2-2. The 2-2. Rounded over the short. The throw on to first. Safe at first. He beat the throw. And it's an infield single for Joe Batten. Going to second is Beals. Going to third is Reach. And this is very threatening from Boston. Bases loaded, just one out. Asa Bernard settles in. First pitch to Bernard. And that one's going to go to the backstop. And coming in, he's safe at home. It's a pass ball. It's catcher Deacon White that lets that one go by. Scoring on the play is Reach. Going to third is Beals. Going to second is Batten. And it's 1-0 Boston. Juan Bisaccia is the player of all time. Yeah. I mean, Villa's really good, but still. Here is the first pitch, or the 0-1 pitch to Asa Bernard. And he has popped that up in the infield. And first baseman's there, he's got it. And that is 2 away now. Second and third, 2 down for Bub McAtee. Grounded out his first at bat. Here's the first pitch. And he's grounded this over to second. That is another error on the second baseman, and that's a costly one because it means a run will score. Going to third was Batten. Beals will come home and score. And now McAtee's aboard via an error, and it's Ed Bevins' second error of the game and inning. Warren White will settle in. He flying out his first at bat. The inning continues. First pitch to White, and that's taken high for a ball. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. That's taken high again. 2-0. The 2-0 is popped up in the infield. Shortstop's there. He grabs the ball, makes the catch, and the side is retired. 2 runs on just a single hit, and they leave 2 aboard. We go to the top of the third. Boston have collected a 2-0 lead. 9 1-2 spots due up for the Forest Cities. It'll be George Hubel to lead things off for them in this third inning. But new inning means it's time for a new sponsor. Dave Hole FC is an awesome football manager streamer. Also streams some Warzone. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Awesome sense of humor, awesome guy. Really fun to talk to. Amazing individual. The great Dave Hole FC is our sponsor for tonight's third inning. 2-0 Boston on an inning that was marred by 3 errors for Chicago, or Cleveland, sorry. Here's the first pitch to Hubel. He's taking that right down Broad Street for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Hubel. Inside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Outside, ball 2. 2-1 to count. Here's the pitch. Grounded over to second. The throw 1 to first. That's in time. That'll bring up the top of the order in Dave Egler. He lined out to the second baseman his last at bat. Pingu, we're just going to have to get the Premier League to overturn the result in 2 months' time. Here's the first pitch to Egler. And that is high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is lined into right. That's just going to drift foul. Here's the 1-1. Grounded foul down the first base side. 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2 pitch.
Strike 3.
Swung on and missed. He struck him out. 2 down now. That'll bring up Fred Cohn. He reached via an error in his last at bat. First pitch to Cohn. That's high and away, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. That is in there for a called strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Inside, ball 2. 2-1. Here's the pitch to Fred Cohn. He He's fanned at that one. 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Pumped it up. Shallow center. Shortstop's back there. He makes the grab. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no men left on base. They go down in order again. And we go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-0 Boston. We're going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. We are back. Bottom third. 2-0 Boston. 3, 4, 5 spots due up for the Red Stockings. Tom Carey will lead things off. He is 1 for 1. He had a single his first at bat. First pitch to Carey is taken right down Broad Street for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded over the short. The throw on to first. He's had plenty of time to make that throw, too. He's had plenty of time to make that throw. Denny Mack with the error. And it's the 4th error now. It's the 4th error for Cleveland in this game. And Tom Carey gets 2 bags out of that error as well. Andy Leonard settles and he flied out to right field his first at bat. E6 the scoring decision on the last one. That first pitch is taken high for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That is in there for a called strike. The throw over to second is not in time. And Tom Carey's got 3 bases on an error and a stolen base. There's the 1-1. That is ripped into left, and that just lands foul. 1-2 to pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-2 now. There's the 2-2 pitch. He's fouled that off. It stays 2-2. The 2-2 is popped up in the infield, in foul territory. Catcher's there. Actually, first baseman's going to come over. He'll make the grab. That's the first out of the inning. Al Reach settles in. He reached via an error his last at bat. That's taken right down Broad Street for a strike, 0-1. There's the 0-1 pitch. That is high, ball one. The 1-1 is lined right at the third baseman. He's got it. And that's the second out. Here's the first pitch to Tommy Beals, who reached via an error his last at bat. That's a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That's high, ball one. The 1-1. Off the plate, 2-1 now. 2-1 pitch is lined into left. That is going to land foul. Here's the 2-2. Popped it up in center field. Center fielder's there. He makes the grab, and they get out of the jam. No runs, no hits, one man left on base. We go top fourth, 2-0 Boston. New inning, new sponsor. Skull Crusher is an awesome football manager. Fortnite, Warzone, Fall Guys, streamer. Last playing Snooker 19. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The Great Skull Crusher is our sponsor for today's fourth inning. Right. 3, 4, 5 spots due up for Cleveland. Deacon White, the first man up. He popped up to the first baseman his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. That's off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's grounded it back to the mound. Throw over to first is in time. 1 away. That'll bring up Al Spalding. He singled his last at bat. First pitch to Spalding is grounded over to third. The throw on to first. It's an error. It's an E5. The error is on third baseman Joe Batten. That's his second of the game. And Spalding is on via the E5. That's going to bring up Chick Fulmer. He grounded out his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Fulmer. That's inside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Way high, 2-0. The 2-0. That is in there for a called strike, 2-1. The 2-1. Fanned at and missed, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Off the plate inside, 3-2. And here we go, full count. Here's the pitch. Grounded over to third. They go to second for the first. It's all they're going to get. So 5-4, fielder's choice. They throw Spalding out at second. Fulmer takes up first base. And now there's one on with 2 outs. Denny Mack settles in. He flied out to right field his last at bat. Throw over to first, and he is back in time. Here's the first pitch to Mack, and he's lined this back over the pitcher's head. into center field. Center fielder comes in. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits. One man left on base. We go bottom fourth in Boston, 2-0 Red Stockings. 7, 8, 9 spots due up for Boston. Henry Kohler will be the first man in. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back, bottom fourth in Boston. Red Stockings have a 2-0 lead. Henry Kohler will settle in. Flat out to right field, his first at bat. First pitch to Kohler. That's off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. He's popped it up. Shallow center. Shortstop's back there. He's got it. And Kohler is sat down. That brings up Joe Batten. He singled his first at bat. First pitch to Batten. And that is taken on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Way off the plate away. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's inside. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Popped up in right field. Drifting foul. Lance foul. Be 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Just off the plate away, and the count runs full, 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, and Joe Batten's drawn the walk with 1 out. That brings up Asa Bernard. He popped up to the first baseman in his last at bat. First pitch to Bernard, and he's plunked him. He is absolutely plunked him. He's hit by the pitch. And he will take first. That means Batten goes to second. And there's 2 on, 2 out here in the fourth. That brings up Bub McAtee. McAtee is 0 for 2. Here is the pitch. That's off the plate away. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is inside. 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that one just catches the inside corner. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is popped up in the infield. That one's going to drift foul. That one drifts foul. Right. There's the 2-2 pitch. Off the plate, away. 3-2, another full count. Here we go. The full count pitch. Fouled off into the seats. We'll do it again. The payoff pitch. Fouled down the first base side. Still 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fouled off again. The 3-2. Fouled it off again. Arjen Biden. What's good, man? How are you, my man? Guys, if you aren't already following Arjen, give him a follow, man. Awesome member of the Dutch FM community. Has an awesome network save going where it's him, the Timo, the Dutch FM, Kickert, and Rowan on one. Also does some solo FM streaming himself on for his save. Give him a follow. Really class guy. Really awesome streamer. Arjen Biden. Big shout out to him. How you doing, my man? Three-two pitch yet again. Here it is. It is popped up into shallow left or shallow right, and that is grabbed, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits. 2 men left on base. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 2-0 Boston. 7, 8, 9 spots due up. Ed Bevins is the first man up in this inning for Cleveland. Thanks, friend. You are welcome. I am very good. Nice. Same here. I've had a terrible football weekend. I know that. The Union lost. So the Union are now, played 5, lost 5. And West Ham lost. And Forest won. So, yeah, not a great sports week, man. But other than that, it's been good. So, I can't wait to get back into FM on stream. I'm almost where I need to be. I'm fixing my save at the moment. So, I've almost got it to where it needs to be. But yeah. Welcome into some Out of the Park baseball. It's the 1871 season. Yes, the 1871 season. We're actually over halfway through the season. We've commentated every game. Every match day, there's a game we've commentated. And we got through over half of the season already. I say already. We've been doing it 9 months. Yeah, we're into the second half of 1871. So I think that's really cool. Right. Ed Bevins settles in. He popped out to the catcher his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Bevins. He's going to take that on the inside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is lined right at the second baseman. He's got it, and that's out number 1. One away here in the top of the 5th. Oh, yeah, new ending means new sponsor, by the way. DM Stewart is an awesome retro game commentator. He commentates some speed runs of things like FF6 and FF1. Here he is playing Faster Than Light. He's recently been playing through Slay the Spire 2. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The fantastic DM Stewart. Big shout out to him. He's our sponsor for today's 5th inning. Right. First pitch to John Glenn. It's John Glenn who settles, and he grounded out his first at bat. First pitch to Glenn is grounded foul down the third base side. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That's inside, ball one. 1-1 to count. Here's the pitch. And that's grounded foul down the first base side. And it'll be 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. High and away, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. That is inside. 3-2. Full count. Here's the pitch. He's grounded that foul. It stays 3-2. The payoff pitch. Line to the right, and that just lands foul. We do it again. The full count pitch. Line back up the middle, base hit. And that is a single. Soothsayer.
I intend to live by my own code.
Why can I not hear? Oh my God. Oh my! Why did the sound? I'm gonna replay that because the sound did not go off for me.
I owe allegiance
It still didn't
to
go
no
off for me.
entity.
What the shit?
I intend to live by my own code now.
What the shit? Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid, Soothsayer. How was your stream? I played that twice and you guys got sound. I did not get sound. And I don't know why. How was your stream, man? If you guys aren't following the Soothsayer, give him a follow. Awesome Football Manager streamer. He's a Finnish Football Manager streamer and an ice hockey fan. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The fantastic Soothsayer. Big shout out to him. How you doing, bud? This is George Hubel who steps in. He grounded out his last at bat. 1 on, 1 out. That is on the outside corner of the plate, 0-1. It was fine doing long online save with Skull. Nice. I need to do that. I need an online save. I really do. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing. They're going to ask. He said he went around. And that's strike 2. Here's the 0-2. And he has popped that up in the left. Drifting foul. And that just hits off the wall in foul territory. The 0-2 again. Fouled off to the backstop. Still 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That is lined into left center, base hit. This is going to go all the way to the wall. Could be more. It's a double for Hubel. Going to third is Glenn. And there are 2 on with 1 out and both in scoring position. Top of the order in Dave Egler. He's 0 for 2. Big at bat needed here. Here's the first pitch to Egler. And he's lined that right at the shortstop. And they got him. Did they get him? No, he's back safely. The animation didn't look like that. But he lined out to second base for the 1 out. And that is not the big at-bat that we were talking about. That brings up Fred Cone. He's 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Cone. He's grounded that over to third. Throw one to first. That's in time, and they get out of the jam. No runs on 2 hits, and they leave 2 men on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Boston hanging on to a 2-0 lead. 2, 3, 4 spots, 2 up first. It'll be Warren White to lead things off. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half.
I owe allegiance to no entity. I intend to live by my own code now.
Right, welcome back. Bottom 5th here in Boston. The Red Stockings got a 2-0 lead. Warren White is the man up. At hockey in Finland, series is 1-1, and Monday, Tuesday are home games. First round is best of 5. Other rounds, best of 7. Wow. Is your club still in it? Real life. Luke FM. Thank you for the follow. I got to fix my alerts, man. I am not hearing them. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. Guys, go give real life Luke FM a follow. He is actually a real life coach. And he's an awesome FM streamer. He's got a really cool save going on. I got to go close your tab, bro. Here he is playing FM 26. Yeah, talking about our team. Nice, man. Guess what, my friend? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome in, Puffy Pez and Betters. Good to see you both. Let me get you guys down here. You know, I would if I could actually freaking write. There we go. Ooh. You won our England shirt competition. Really? Nice. Nice. I can send you the deets. Yes, brother. Awesome. That makes me so happy, actually. Thank you so much, real life. All right, just Luke, yeah. Send me the deets. I will. I don't know if you're on any of the Discords I'm in. What do you call it? You know what? You're probably in Wardy's Discord. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Hold on. All right. I sent you a friend request on Discord so I can actually get you. I can send you the deets. I'll do that. I'll give you that as soon as I finish stream here today. But there you go. Oh damn, you're already on it. God damn, I just saw my phone light up. Nice. All right. I'll send you that when I finish stream here. I'm not gonna be much longer. I don't think. Expect to see it on stream via X or Wardy. Yeah. I'll send you the details. Probably wind up wearing it, by the way, the moment I get it as well. If you guys are new here, welcome in. We are in the 1871 season. Thank you for the follow. Oh, Lone Star. Good to see you, bro. I was never a follower, bro. It's fine. Bro, it's fine. Don't you worry about it. I got to make sure I write your name down correctly so I can actually shout you out correctly. I'm going to head on. Thanks for the shout out. Catch you again. Thank you for the raid, man. Take care. Get a great night's sleep. Wow, I like this. Yeah. So, let me write your name down so I can actually shout you out properly. And then I'll explain the save. Yeah. Oh shit! This is some technology. Yeah, I know. Right. If you guys like Out of the Park, Lone Star is an Arizona-based Out of the Park streamer, and he does a great save called 20 Games in 2 Hours, where he manages the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he tries to play 20 games of the regular season and postseason, or postseason, but 20 games in general within 2 hours. It's a really fun save. Check him out if you really like Out of the Park baseball. He also runs, I think you're the one that runs PB Sim, aren't you, Lone Star, as well? If I remember correctly. I think you run PB Sim, but which is another Twitch channel that does Out of the Park. So definitely get it. PBE Sim, there it is. And I think PBE Sim is affiliated with Out of the Park, so that channel offers drops as well. So check out both PBE Sim and Lone Star if you really like Out of the Park. And it's free. It is. Yeah, it is free. So, welcome in. For those that are new, whether you're coming from the raid or whatnot, this is the 1871 season in baseball. It is the very first season of professional baseball in the United States. The National Professional Baseball Players League started this season. There was a league prior to this which started around 1854, 1855, but it was completely amateur, and in 1871 they go professional, and this is that league. We are in the 6th of July in 1871, and we have a big American League matchup going currently. It is Cleveland at Boston. Cleveland are 10-5. They're in the American League. They are 2 games back of the pennant. Boston is leading the pennant, and Boston is currently sitting at 11-2. So this is first versus second in the American League. It's only a 32-game season, so we've got we're already halfway through the season. We got some teams that are looking out of it. Certainly Troy is out of it. The Troy Haymakers are done. The Washington Olympics are kind of out of it as well. If you're brand new to the stream, I play Out of the Park Baseball, Football Manager, Action Timinin, NHL 2K6, Timinin Squad, Franchise Hockey Manager 12, Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation, F1 2012, Rise of Nations, Pangya, Hearts of Iron. We do it all. FM is the main game, but we dabble in everything now. Very much a variety sports streamer and gotcha game streamer. But yeah, real fun. A lot of fun. Thank you for the lurk, Ducky. Appreciate it, man. So, let's keep going. If you guys see me look down at any moment in time, it's because we have an official scorebook with which we are keeping score for this game. We've got ourselves, it's bottom 5th here. Warren White is at the plate. Boston's leading by 2. And it is Al Spalding still on the mound for Cleveland. And I am ready to resume where we were. Here we go. First pitch to Warren White, and that is going to be taken high for a ball. It's 1-0. Do not mind the sports score, by the way. I'm a big sports fan. So MLB, MLS, NHL, and Premier League, League Championship, League One, League Two, and National League are all selected. You're going to get all of those scores. Obviously, the football in England is concluded for the day. But right now, NHL, MLB, and MLS are reporting scores via that bot. Right. Here's the 1-0. That is just caught the outside corner for a called strike. It's 1-1. I'm big into commentary, by the way, if you haven't been able to tell. So we commentate NHL 2K6, Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball. I also commentate Unreal Tournament. This is my favorite game of all time. So you're going to see from time to time some Unreal Tournament, some actual multiplayer competitions in Unreal Tournament on this channel. Right, if you guys missed anything, just one last little plug. If you guys like what you see, you miss anything, whether it's the gotcha games, whether it's Out of the Park, NHL, it all goes up on YouTube. So all the full VODs of the entire not MLB, but the entire Out of the Park season that we've done, the whole 1871 is up on there. Yeah. I also put some Sod the Cup. What do you mean Sod the Cup? Right. Finally home so I can catch the rest of the stream. Nice, Bobby. How you doing, man? Congrats on the win, man. Groningen 3-0. There you go. Here's the 1-1. That's inside. 2-1. 2-1 pitch is fouled. It'll be 2-2. The 2-2 pitch taken off the plate away. 3-2. Lone Star, if you're still here, by the way, I don't know if you agree with what I'm about to say or not, but I feel like since we've moved over to 27, there are more full counts than I had in 26. I feel like the count runs full way more often. And I did one game, and I thought it was like 30-40%. It was 27, I think, the one game. And I'm interested to see what these two games were. But, yeah, I would say just over 0.25% of the time the count's full. Never expected to win and not even a 3-0 win? Yeah, well, fair enough. What a win, boys. I'm ecstatic. Nice. Congratulations. Here's the full count pitch to Warren White, and he has lofted that into left. Left fielder's coming over, and he makes the grab near the foul line, and White is sat down. That'll bring up Tom Carey. He is 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Carey, and that's going to catch the outside part of the plate for a called strike. It's on 1. Here's the 0-1. And he's fouled that off. It jammed him. And 0-2 the count now to Tom Carey. Here's the pitch. He's grounded that back up towards short. Throw over to first is in time. 2 down. That'll bring up Andy Leonard. He's 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Leonard. And that is lined in the gap. Base hit. Leonard's got himself a single. And he's aboard with a 2-out knock. Must be nice to win 3-0, man. I don't know the feeling. I don't even know the feeling of what a win is like anymore, to be honest with you. Right. Al Reach, center fielder, due up. 1 on, 2 down for Reach. First pitch is way inside. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That is right down Broad Street for a called strike. It is 1-1. The 1-1 throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. Here's the 1-1, And that is absolutely ripped into left field. It's going to take one bounce and off the wall. That is going to be a triple. Can he go for more? The throw comes in. He is safe at third. And it is an RBI triple for Al Reach. As coming all the way around from first to score is Andy Leonard. And Boston's just made this 3-0. Tommy Beals settles in. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to Beals, and he has lofted that in the left field. That one is playable, though. Left fielder takes a few strides back. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1 man left on base. We go top 6 here in Boston. The Red Stockings have extended their lead to 3-0. 3, 4, 5 spots will be due up for Cleveland. Deacon White will be the first man in. But new inning means new sponsor. ItKit is an eclectic, very occasional streamer who does Football Manager, Risk of Rain 2, Mario Party, and Mario Kart. Give them a follow if you haven't already. Shout out to the great ItKit who sponsors our 6th inning here today. Deacon White settling in. Asa Bernard still on the mound for Boston. First pitch from Bernard to lead off this inning. And that is just low. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Right down Broad Street for a called strike. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is off the plate away. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to Deacon White. Grounded over to first. The pitcher coming over to help. He's there in time, and Deacon White is thrown out at first base. 3-1 on the putout. That'll bring up Al Spalding, 1 for 2 so far today. Spalding, first pitch to him. And he's grounded that foul. Here's the 0-1. And he has popped that up right at the third baseman. He's there, he makes the grab, and Spalding is retired. 2 down now. That'll bring in Chick Fulmer. He's 0 for 2 today. First pitch to Fulmer. And he's going to take that for a called strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fanned on it, 0-2. The 0-2 to Fulmer. Off the plate away, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And he's popped that one up, shallow center field. Shortstop tracks back. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. They go down in order here in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 3-0 Boston. Anyone seen the clip of that coach in Sweden taking the throw in and nobody batted an eye? No. Oh my God. Right, we go. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 spots due up for Boston. Henry Kohler will be the first man in. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Bottom sixth. Boston leading 3-0. Henry Kohler, the first man up. He is currently 0 for 2. And first pitch coming from Al Spalding. That one taken on the inside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. That can't be top division, Bobby. Tell me that's not the top division in Sweden either. Here's the 0-1. Check swing. They're going to ask third baseman, and the third base umpire says he went around. And so that is strike 2. Posted in the football channel. Thank you, sir. 0-2 to Henry Kohler. I hope it was top. That's funny. Popped it straight up. Catcher's there. He's going to make this grab. And Kohler is retired. Oh, you hope it isn't top division, Kappa. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Right. Joe Batten settles in 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. First pitch to Batten. He's fanned at that one, 0-1. The 0-1 inside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's fouled off. That's what I get for eating a soft pretzel. Here's the 1-2. And that one's taken high, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Found that one off. Stays 2-2. 2-2. And he's fouled that off again. Still 2-2 now. Here's the pitch. Lined right back up the middle, base hit. And Joe Batten has got himself his second knock of the afternoon. That'll bring up Asa Bernard. He's 0 for 1. He was hit by the pitch earlier. Here's the first pitch to Asa Bernard. And that is high, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. In there. It should be in there. It is in there for a called strike. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. He's fouled that off. That looked like a foul tip. Here's the 1-2. And he's popped it up. In the right. It's drifted towards the seats. It will land on the seats. Here's the 1-2 again. That's high, ball 2. 2-2 the count now. Here's the pitch. Grounded over to first. The throw over to second is in time. They'll get the lead runner. So Bernard's aboard via a 3-6 fielder's choice. They throw Batten out at second. And now 1-on-2 out here for Bub McAtee, who's 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch to McAtee. That is right down the chute for a strike. Throw over to second is not in time. And Asa Bernard has stolen second base. No one to count. Here's the pitch to McAtee. He has lined that in the gap in right base hit. Going to third is Bernard. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Warren White will settle in. He is 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch to White. And he's going to take that high, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is fanned on and missed. 0-1. There's the 1-1, I should say. The 1-1, that's outside. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Grounded foul. It'll be 2-2. Throw over to first, and McAtee is back safely. Here's the pitch, and that is lined into right. Is that going to stay fair? No. It's just drifted foul. Here is the 2-2. He waved at it and missed, and he struck him out. The side is retired. No runs on 2 hits. They leave 2 men on base. We go top 7th here in Boston. The Red Stockings holding on to a 3-0 lead. 6, 7, 8 spots due up. It'll be Denny Mack that'll lead things off for Cleveland. But first, new inning, new sponsor. Control Base Delete is an awesome FM 26 streamer. Also occasionally plays some other games, but give him a follow if you haven't already. Really cool guy to talk to. Real chill stream. Amazing vibes over there. Control Base Delete is our sponsor for today's 7th inning. Right. Cleveland not getting much going here. Only 3 hits in this game for the Forest Cities. Asa Bernard absolutely dealing right now. And he's back on the mound for Denny Mack, who's 0 for 2. First pitch to Mack. Waved at it and missed. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Inside. 1-1. There's the 1-1. And that's fanned at and missed. It's 1-2. A 1-2 pitch. Off the plate away, 2-2. Here's the pitch. That's fouled down the first base side. We'll go again at 2-2. Bernard kicks and delivers. Rounded over to second. Throw one to first. That is a bad throw. And E4, second baseman Tom Carey gets credited with the error. And that puts a runner aboard. Nobody out here. Brings up Ed Bevens, 0 for 2 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Bevens. Way inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. When he's fouled that off, it'll be 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded over to second. They go to first for the run, or just for the force out there. And so it'll be just the 1. Denny Mack goes to second. Now there's a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Right fielder John Glenn settles in, 1 for 2 today. First pitch to Glenn, and that is high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And Glenn just fouled that down the third base side. The 1-1. Glenn has popped this up into right. That's drifting foul, and it will land into seats. The 1-2, and that's popped up again into right, but this time it's even shallower and more foul. The 1-2. Check swing. They're going to ask first base. He did not go, says the first base umpire. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is going to get by the catcher. That is a ball. And it is a passed ball on Kohler. And that allows Denny Mack to move 90 feet away. 3-2 to pitch. And that's grounded back up to second. They go home. Did they get him? Did they get him? He's safe at home. He is safe at home. He ran home. They got him. He's safe at home. And that will be credited as a fielder's choice. 6-2. So Glenn will not get credited for a hit. But it is going to be also an RBI for Glenn. So it's a fielder's choice 6-2 RBI. And it's 3-1. First pitch here to George Hubel is swung on a miss. That's 0-1. Hubel's 1 for 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Hubel. He's grounded that foul down the first base side. 0-2 now to Hubel. Here's the 0-2. Way off the plate away, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And Hubel is lofted that deep into left. Left fielder's there. He's got it. And there could be no tag from Glenn. So it'll be him staying put at first, and now 2 outs. Thank you for the follow, Danny D. Smith Jr. I'll have to fix my alerts after this because they're not they're triggering for you guys, and you guys can hear them. They're not triggering for me in my headphones. Right. But thank you for the follow, my man. Welcome in. Right. Runner on first, 2 down. Dave Egler settles in 0 for 3. Anytime. How are you, man? Welcome to 1871. That is inside, ball 1. No, that's a strike. That was a strike. That looked way high too, but it's called a strike. It's 0-1. I'd be pretty pissed if that was called a strike, and I'm Dave Egler. Welcome to 1871. It's the 6th of July. We started back in April at the beginning of the season, and this is a big matchup. This is a Cleveland are 2 games back of Boston in the American League right now. Their records are in the title. I think Cleveland's 10-5 and Boston's 11-3 or something like that. 11-2. Boston's 11-2. Cleveland's 10-5. So Cleveland trailing 3-1. If they win this game, they pull to within 1 game of Boston. If they don't, Boston will pull 3 clear. The National League has 3 teams tied on. Literally, the National League has 3 teams tied at the top of the at the pennant. So that one's even more crazy. But right, here's the 0-1 pitch to Egler. That's off the plate away. 1-1. This isn't the only game we play. We play out of the park, Football Manager, 3 different gotcha games. We play Pong Ya, which is like an anime golf game. We play Franchise Hockey Manager and NHL 2K. So, right, here's the throw over to first, and Glenn is safely back. Here's the 1-1. That's fouled off, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Egler. He's chopped that one foul. Stays 1-2. Here's the pitch. Where the hell did that miss? That's called a ball. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. How is the first pitch a strike and those are both balls? It's 3-2 now to Egler. Here's the pitch to Egler. He is grounded that over to short. They're going to go back to first in time, and the side is retired. 1 run on with 1-1 without a hit, and they leave 1 man on base. It's time for the 7th inning stretch here in Boston. The Red Stockings leading by a score of 3-1. We're going to step away and let you have this wonderful rendition of Take Me Out to the Ballgame. We'll be back in 2 with more. Right, welcome back. Harrison Scheckler, take me out to the ball game. I'm going to head off. Benny, toss me a DM when you have tested the new token. Have a nice stream. Remember, you don't need to be online to test it. Sounds good. Thank you very much, Sass. Have a great night's sleep, man. Bottom 7th. And it's the 3, 4, 5 spots to it. Tom Carey settles in. Boston leading by just 2 runs. First pitch to Carey is popped up in center field. And center fielder's there. He makes the grab. And that is the first out of the inning. Where did the, come on. There we go. Andy Leonard, the next man in, 1 for 3. First pitch to him. And that's taken on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 0-1. There's the 0-1 pitch. popped up into right field, and that's just drifting foul. That will hit the wall, but the foul side of it. 0-2 to count. Here's the pitch. That is just high. 1-2. 1-2 the pitch. Or the count. Here's the pitch, and that is fouled down the third base side. We do it again. 1-2. The 1-2. That's way high this time. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Grounded back up to short. That is a throw from deep short, and that is not a good throw. I think it's an infield single. I think that should be a single. What did the scorers score that? They scored that an error. I think that's very harsh on the shortstop because that had to be thrown from a real deep place. But it is scored an error. And Denny Max got his second error of the night. And that'll bring up Al Reach. He is 1 for 3 with a runner on first and one out here. Here's the pitch to him. That is off the plate away, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is fouled into the seats. 1-1. Throw over to first, and Leonard's back safely. The 1-1 is inside, ball 2. The 2-1 pitch. Runner goes, throw over to second, they got him at second base. And Andy Leonard is caught stealing. That's a big out for Cleveland. 3-1 to count. Here's the pitch to Reach. Grounded it over to second. The throw over to first. That's in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no men left on base. They go down in order here in Boston. We go to the top 8th. Cleveland trailing 3-1. Time, new inning, new shutout time. Owen is a fantastic Irish football manager streamer. Absolutely amazing class, gentlemen. Give him a follow if you haven't already. You're into the football manager. There's few better to watch. The great How We Roll Owen sponsors the 8th inning here today. It'll be Fred Cone to lead things off for Cleveland. 2, 3, 4 spots due up here for the Forest Cities. First pitch to Cone. And that is taken at the knees for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And that is lined into center, base hit. And the leadoff man is aboard for Cleveland. That brings up Deacon White. He's 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Deacon White. That's high, ball 1. Here's the 1-1. That is off the plate away, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Inside, ball 3, and it's a 3-0 count. Here's the 3-0. And ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk for Deacon White. And now it's first and second, nobody out for Cleveland. Al Spalding is the man up, 1-4-3. Here's the first pitch to Spalding, and he has popped it up. I think infield fly rule is called. And so it'll automatically be an out. And the runners cannot advance. Right, Chick Fulmer will be the next man up. And it'll be 0-3. It's 0-3 so far today for Fulmer. First pitch to Fulmer. That is way high, but it gets by the catcher. That is a passed ball. Going to third is Cone. Going to second is White. Second and third, one out. This is a big opportunity for Cleveland. Here is the 1-0 pitch. And that is taken high, 2-0. The 2-0 is ripped into left, drifting foul, and that will land foul. Two on one to count. Here's the pitch. High, but right at the letters for a called strike. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. He's grounded that foul. We'll do it again. Here's the 2-2. And fouled off again. Still 2-2. Here's the pitch. And that's ripped into right base hit. It's an RBI single for Chick Fulmer. Coming in to score is Fred Cone. Going to third is Deacon White. And it's a one-run ball game now. Denny Mack is the man due up. He is 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Mack. And he's going to take that on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. Here's the 0-1. That is taken on the inside corner, 0-2. Denny Mack in a hole, 0-2. Throw over to first, and the runner is back in time. That's Fulmer who's back in time. Right. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside, ball one. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2-2 now. 2-2 pitch to Denny Mack. And that is ripped left, but drifts foul. Two to count. Here's the pitch. And is lined into right. Is that going to stay fair? No. Still 2-2. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul down the third base side. We go again. Here's the 2-2. Grounded over to second. On to second for one. Over to first. They got out of the inning. It's a double play. 4-6-3 double play destroys Cleveland's hopes of tying the game. And it's the bottom, or that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the eighth. Cleveland get one run on 2 hits, and they leave one aboard. It's Boston leading it by a score of 3-2. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom 8th here in Boston. 3-2 game, 1-1 ball game. 6, 7, 8 spots due up. Tommy Beals is the man that will lead things off in this inning for Boston. Here is the first pitch to Beals. And that one is on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 0-1. Beals 0 for 3 so far today. Here's the 0-1. He's popped that up, and is that going to stay fair? And that is. It's called a fair ball. Fair ball, and that's a big hit for Tommy Beals to lead off this inning for Boston. The lead was cut to 1, and they've got the leadoff runner on second base. Henry Kohler, next man in. He's 0 for 3. First pitch to Kohler, and he has popped this one high up into right field. Right fielder's there. He's going to make the grab, and Beals cannot tag, so it will be 1 out. It'll be Joe Batten, the next man up. 2 for 2 today. First pitch to Batten, inside. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That is off the plate, 2-2. Or 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Lined into center, base hit. And Batten has got his third knock of the afternoon. Beals goes to third. Runners on the corners, just 1 out for Boston. That brings up Asa Bernard, who's 0 for 2. First pitch to Bernard, and he's going to take that high for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 off the plate away, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch should be in there for a called strike, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is fouled off, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 off the plate away. And the count is full, 3-2. Here we go. Here's the pitch. Grounded over. It's fouled. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed. That's a massive strikeout. 2 down now. Brings up Bub McAtee. He's 1 for 4. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. First pitch to McAtee. In there for a called strike on the inside corner. Here's the 0-1. Off the plate away. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that is going to get by. That is disaster for Cleveland. Coming in to score is Tommy Beals. It's a wild pitch. Going to second is Joe Batten. 4-2 Boston. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's fouled off. We do it again at 2-2. 2-2. That's lined into the seats. It'll be 2-2 still. The 2-2. Popped it up in center field. Playable. Center fielder's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1 man left on base. We go top 9th here in Boston. The Red Stockings have got a 4-2 lead. 7, 8, 9 spots for Cleveland. Ed Bevins, the first man up. New inning means new sponsor. Heindo is an awesome football manager and GTA 5 RP streamer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Heindo sponsors tonight's 9th inning. 4-2 to score. Ed Beavens settling in. First pitch to him from Asa Bernard. And that's shot foul. It'll be 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, ball 1. 1-1 now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He's fouled that off. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, ball 2. 2-2 now. There's the 2-2 pitch. He's fouled that down the third base side, and it'll be still 2-2. The 2-2. Chopped it foul again. Staying alive. Here's a 2-2 to Beavens. Another foul ball. Good Lord. Here's the 2-2. Oh, my Lord. Thank you for the 3-stream watch streak, Skull. Tenth pitch of the at-bat. Here it is. Outside, ball 3. We need to limit the bennies on Twitch. These starting screens are getting crazy. What are you talking about? Here's the 3-2. That is inside, ball 4. It's a 12-pitch walk for Ed Beavens. Wow. That brings up, okay, we've got ourselves a substitution. Hold on. William Johnson, Lou and Raz, and you with starting screens. Everybody's got a starting screen. William Johnson will sub in. He will pinch hit for John Glenn. John Glenn finishes 1 for 3. Here's the first pitch to Johnson. Big at bat, big pinch hit here coming in for Johnson. And he's going to take strike 1. They just don't have a 20-minute one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Johnson's grounded that back to second. Throw over to first. They got him in time. That is the first out. Going to second is Beavens. He is in scoring position. But there is one out now. Gene Hubel, or George Hubel, sorry, will be the next man in. First pitch to Hubel. That's grounded over to first. And pitcher comes over. He makes the play. Beavens goes to third, but he's not the tying run. And there are 2 outs now for Dave Egler, who is 0 for 4. Here is the first pitch. That is taken right down broad for a strike. Here's the 0-1. That's high ball 1, and that gets by, and coming in to score is Ed Beavens. 4-3. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This one is popped up in the infield. Third baseman's there. He makes the grab, and the ball game is over. Cleveland tried their best, but it was not good enough in the end. They get 2 runs in the final 2 innings, but they still fall short. The final score from this one, The Cleveland Forest Cities 3, the Boston Red Stockings 4. $11 in a row for Boston and a big win in the division. They go 3 clear at the top of the American League. Cleveland now really looking like the only one that can chase them. This is going to put, I think, Philadelphia about 5 games back. We're going to do the statistics for the final statistics for the teams. Let's start with the visiting Cleveland Forest Cities. Dave Egler went 5 at-bats, did not get a hit, had a strikeout. Fred Cohn had 4 at-bats, 1 hit, scored 1 run, had 1 stolen base. Deacon White had 3 at-bats, did not get a hit, and he also had a base on balls. Al Spalding had 4 at-bats, he got 1 hit. Chick Fulmer had 4 at-bats, he got 1 hit. It was an RBI, and he made a fielding error. Denny Mack had 4 at-bats, he did not get a hit, and he had 1 run, and he made 2 fielding errors. Ed Bevins had 3 at-bats, he did not get a hit. He had a base on balls and a run, and 2 fielding errors. John Glenn had 3 at-bats, he got 1 hit, he had 1 RBI. And George Hubel had 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit. It was a double. William Johnson had 1 at-bat. He did not get a hit. Final totals for the visiting Cleveland Forest Cities: 5, 9, 12, 7, 16, 20, 24, 27, 30, 34, 35 at-bats I have. Runs, 3. Hits, 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 5 hits. It's not good enough for Cleveland. 1 double, no triples, 2 base on balls, 1 strikeout, 1 stolen base, no sacrifices, 2 RBIs, 5 fielding errors I have. We'll do the pitching statistics in a moment. For the hometown Boston Red Stockings, Bub McAtee had 5 at-bats. He got 1 hit. Warren White had 4 at-bats. He did not get a hit. He struck out once. Tom Carey had 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He had a stolen base as well. Andy Leonard had 4 at-bats. He got 1 hit. He was caught stealing once, and he had a run. Also, Tom Carey had a fielding error. Al Reach had 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit. It was a triple. It was an RBI, and he scored a run. Tommy Beals had 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit. It was a double. He scored a run. He scored 2 runs. Beg your pardon. He scored 2 runs. Henry Kohler had 4 at-bats. He did not get a hit. Joe Batten had 3 at-bats. He just scored 3. He had 3 hits. He had a base on balls. He made 2 fielding errors. And Asa Bernard had 3 at-bats. He did not get a hit. He struck out once. He stole 1 base. And he was hit by the pitch once. Total at-bats for the Boston Red Stockings: 4, 9, 13, 17, 21, 25, 29, 32. I have 36 at-bats. They have 35. Now, where did I did count that. I did not, yeah. 5, 4, 4, 4, 4. I have 4, 4, 4, and then 3, 3. Yeah. I have that all the way down. So how the hell is that 35? 5, 9, 13, 17, 21, 25, 29, 32. Oh, yeah, my bad. My math is terrible. Right. Runs. 4 runs. Yep, 4 runs. Hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Doubles, 1. Triples, 1. Base on balls, 1. Strikeouts, 2. Stolen bases, 1. No sacrifices. RBIs, 1. And fielding errors, 2. Your pitching statistics. Al Spalding gets credited with the loss. He went all 9 innings. No, he went 8 innings. 8 innings because he didn't need to pitch. I have his pitch count at 143. That's correct. He walked 2. No, he walked one. So he walked one, struck out two, gave up 8 hits. 4 runs, only 2 were earned. He will fall to 9-6 on the season. And for Asa Bernard, he gets credited with the win. He pitched 9 innings. I have his pitch count as 143 as well. That's correct. He walked 2, struck out 1, surrendered just 5 hits, 3 runs, and only 1 of them was earned. He will improve to 10-2 on the season. Official game time was 2 hours and 35 minutes. Official attendance 1,146. We are going to immediately save the game, and then we're going to continue, and that is the next game. The next game is a monster game. I can't express to you how big this game is. The next game is the 9-8 Fort Wayne Ketkiungas, who are 3-5 on the road, at the 8-7 New York Mutuals, who are 4-3 at home. And those are 2 of the 3 teams tied at the top of the National League. That is a massive game. The winner will take sole possession of the National League pennant race by a half a game. The loser will fall 1 game back. So that is just such a massive game. In the standings in the American League after tonight's game, Boston goes to 12-2. They have a 3-game lead over the rest of the American League. Cleveland are in second place, still at 10-6. Philadelphia is 4 games back at 10-8. Washington Olympics are 7 back at 7-11. Welcome in, Picks. How you doing, dude? Oh, man, you're just wrapping up. I am, yes. We just had a really close baseball game that finished 4-3. It was really good. Right, if you guys aren't following Pixelated Suits, give him a follow. Fantastic streamer. Colombian American streamer. Done Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 76, Battlefield 6, Football Manager, a little bit of everything. Skate as well. He's an awesome guy in general. Give him a follow. The great Pixelated Suits. Thank you, boss. You're welcome. So, yeah, next matchup is 2 teams tied at the top of the National League. The 7th of July, Fort Wayne at New York. That's going to be a great one. If you're on the YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you for the next one. Until you don't want to miss that one. Until then, take care.